Hello and welcome back to Project Ozone. This is episode 4 and I am Haley. We are going to just pretty much pick up right where we left off last week. Get the camera in the right spot. As you can see, we completed making our cobblestone generator and it's raining again. Pretty blood moon. It's always a blood moon. It's always raining, but hopefully we'll get some shelter built pretty soon. One thing is you notice with our cobblestone generator last time is that our tools, that normal Minecraft tools, like our pickaxe, only last one. So what we need to do, we need to start getting some Tinker's Construct stuff going. Smeltery, of course, will help us smelt down some of the ore that we gathered last time from, or not last time, I think it's from our first episode of sifting some gravel or dust to be able to get the clay we needed for the Crucible. But I'm going to want to make a smeltery. How do you make a smeltery? Good question. I'm glad you asked. So let's go ahead and put in our NEI here, smeltery. And the smeltery is consisted of some seared bricks, the smeltery controller, which needs seared bricks, the drain, and yada yada. So how do we get seared bricks, which is our main component here? We need seared bricks to make seared bricks. That's why they call them the same thing. Anyway, we take 4 seared bricks, and that is made from grout, essentially smelting grout. And grout is made from clay, sand, and gravel. In order to make all that clay, sand, and gravel, since we can't yet, we only have a little bit of cobblestone left over from our last episode. We can't yet actually break the cobble from the cobblestone generator. That's going to require us pounding the ground a lot more, which we wanted to save our hands for, and I wanted to not have to do so much grinding on camera. So I have a surprise for you guys. This last week I came on and did a lot of off-camera work to get some of that the clay, sand, and dust. And as you can see here, I have 64 stacks. Also, I went ahead and started growing some more trees so we have enough wood to smelt all of that stuff. And I made some extra furnaces here. So we're just going to go ahead and grab all these items here. And we are going to make hopefully enough items to be able to get that cobblestone generator started. So let's first go ahead and get all of our ingredients to make our grout. You know, as long as the last video was, I didn't want to have a large video this time. I'm going to hopefully keep this video just short enough to that makes a lot of grout. Yay. Just short enough to just get what we need to have going. Now we already have one furnace here, but we're going to, I guess we'll stack up the 4 that we have just so we can start start smelting more items. I have an extra furnace. Let's just hang on to that for a second. So we're going to go ahead and just stick our items up there and let them start smelting. And then we'll work on some other Tinker's Construct stuff. Let's also take a look in our quest book, because I think because of some of the off-camera work, we do have a quest completed. I didn't want to claim it off-camera because I want you guys to somewhat enjoy what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and claim our quest. The quest we completed was to make some clay, and I made 64 clay. We only needed 8 for the quest, so we'll go ahead and claim that quest. Pick our middle reward bag, and let's see what that opened up. It looks like it opened up a watering can, which we'll need some iron for that. The Crucible, we already did a bucket of lava. Says we need to actually make a bucket of lava, so we'll do that. But before, last time, again, we left off, we had a reward bag that we didn't open up. We have 2 good reward bags, so let's go ahead and open those now. This is a crap reward, which is weird. It's because I said it was a good reward bag. It gives us a cobblestone transport pipe, a stone transport pipe, wooden kinesis pipe, and a clay fluid pipe. So we got some pipes here. I don't really know what those are used for. They are used by BC Transport, so we may get into that a little bit later. Our second reward bag gives us some bat wings, molten core, and frozen core. And I think those are used with the witchery. So let's go ahead and put our reward stuff in our reward chest here, especially if it's something we're not using. We'll throw our chance cube up there. And yeah, so we still got 4 stacks of gravel. Now, while all that grout is cooking for us to make our smeltery, we want to start making some Tinker's Construct tools. Let's see what it says over here. Should say something about the, yeah. So we'll need to make some of these items here anyway for the part builder. But I want to be able to get that mob grinder going so I can open up the rest of these quests. And we will. We'll just work our way around it. So let's go ahead and finish this quest up with the Crucible. We just need a bucket of lava. And I think last time, if not, thought we had already grabbed a bucket of lava, but maybe I didn't submit it for the actual quest. So let's make sure if we don't already have lava growing in here. We don't. We'll let that stack up for right now. So we'll go ahead and build some of this Tinker's Construct stuff so we can make at least a pickaxe so we can, you know, stop having to pound the ground. I didn't want to do it off camera. I want to do as much stuff on the video as possible. So in order to start making some Tinker's Construct stuff, we're going to need a let's look at the quest book. I think it's a part builder first, and again the quest is way over here. We're going to need a tool station, a stencil table, a pattern chest, and a part builder. So to make, I probably need to swap those. I keep clicking to the right instead of to the left. But anyway, to move forward, we'll go ahead and make we're going to need what's that thing called, the pattern chest, the patterns, in order to start. And to make the patterns, we're going to need some sticks and just some plain wooden planks, and that gives us some blank patterns. So we got 32 of those, which is more than plenty of what we actually need. Now let's go ahead and make sure that that's reading that. So we only need 4 blank patterns. That way when we get ready to do the quest, it'll go ahead and open it up, and we just have to submit. We don't have to create those items again, because if I were to create them and then use them as we did with the lava bucket before, if I go back to the quest without having submitted it, it's gone. We have to do it again. So, all right, so we got our patterns. Let's go ahead and make whatever this thing is called. This gives us our part builder. So we got our part builder, and it gives us some books, some weaponry book and some materials in U volume 2. We'll put those over in the chest a little bit later. We need a pattern chest, and pattern chest is just made from a chest and a blank pattern. That gives us our pattern chest. And then we need, oops, not that. We're going to need to make a crafting, table. And if we throw a pattern chest on top of that, that gives us our tool station. And what is the last thing we need? I always forget. Is it, just a plank, and that gives us our stencil table. Okay, perfect. So if we look at our quest book, we have all those items done, but we can't claim the quest until we open that part of the quest up. But let's toss these books on the other side. With our other books, we're gonna have a nice little library over here pretty soon. But we'll set these items down right about here. Let's put some of these other items up that we're not gonna be using. And put the grout up, because when those other ones finish smelting, we'll be all right. So we're going to start with setting our part builder, our stencil table down. Yeah, because I think we're going to build the smeltery out this way. So I actually let me just set these right here, because when I get the smeltery built, I don't want to block off any kind of entrance. So we have our stencil table. Then we'll have our pattern chest, we'll have our part builder, and then our tool station. Our stencil table is going to allow us to make pretty much like the blueprints of any parts that we need. So let's go ahead and grab some of the basic ones. We're going to need to know how to make a tool rod, which is the handle of most of the tools we're going to use. We're going to make a binding pattern, which for some of the larger weapons is like the crisscross, that the parts that connect the actual the handle and the actual tool. I'm using my hand signals, which I know you can't see, but it's just pretty much simple showing there. We're going to get a let's grab a tough pattern rod as well. That's for the like the larger axes, and with the tough pattern rods comes a tough pattern binder. The main things we're going to use, of course, we want a pickaxe, so we can start using the pickaxe against the cobblestone generator. We'll go ahead and get a shovel head pattern going, an axe pattern going, and a scythe pattern head going. I think that's used for the mattocks. Those are the basic ones we're going to use here. So let's just toss those into our pattern chest so we don't have to keep them on us. See, by having those the pattern chest right next to the part builder, we can go ahead and just grab them, just like that crafting table is right next to the chest. Having the part builder right next to the pattern chest allows us to grab the pattern that we need, and right next to the pattern chest. Now, the pickaxe is our main goal here. In order to make a pickaxe, you just put it in the first column, and if you hold your shift key, it'll tell you what materials can be used against it. And there's a lot of different materials that you can use to make a pickaxe head. Stone and flint are the two easiest items to get. Looks like in this pack there's not an option for wood. Wood is the cheapest thing you can actually use, so we're actually going to get some stone. Oh, I didn't bring any stone with me. Let's run over here and grab that extra piece of cobblestone we have. There we go. Grab that cobblestone, and gonna stick that up here. And as you see, it gives us a pickaxe head, can only be used to make casts. Now this is interesting, which means that when I make this pickaxe head, that I actually cannot use it to make a pickaxe, and we'll see that coming on next. For the pickaxe, let's go ahead and go over to our tool station. And if you see, these are the current tools that we can make. We can actually upgrade our tool station to something a little bit later, and that'll make more available items for us to choose from. But if you click on it, you got the pickaxe, shovel, and the axe. It'll tell you what you actually need to make it. So it looks like, in order to make a pickaxe, we need a pickaxe head, a tool binding, and a handle. So let's go back over to our part builder, and we did choose the tool binding pattern. And then let's hold down our shift key, and it'll tell us we can make the tool binder tool binding out of wood, stone, and cactus. Now each of these materials does give it a little bit more durability or a modifier. If you choose wood versus stone, I don't know the actual difference, but I'm pretty sure there's a link on Minecraft Wiki that'll tell us that. So we're going to use our stone, which is, put it here, which is what I've used before. And if you notice that it gives us the stone binding as well as a shard. Now that means that this didn't require as much material. You see that the material cost, it only costs a half of what you would normally need. Now we could go ahead and use that shard for something else, but I think it'll actually let me use a slab instead of a whole item. Now I'm also going to see if I can use wood instead. Since it only requires half the material and we need for the actual pickaxe, I'm going to let me do that. I'm also going to see something here. I was wondering, okay, so the wood binding I can use versus, and it gives them a stick as well. So if I choose to use the stone binding, this says it can only be used to make casts, cannot be used to make tools. So I'm not going to use the stone. I'm actually going to use, let's see if I can use a slab instead. Yes, So use half materials. I can actually use this wood binding on my tool, so I'm not going to have to use all the materials, all the iron and aluminum, all those other different harder materials to make the tools. Like the pickaxe, I can only use it to make casts. I can't use it to make a tool. Let me just make sure I can't use wood. Yeah, wood was not an option for it. Okay, so our next choice item was we needed a handle, which is going to be made from the tool rod. That also only requires half of the materials, and we can make it out of wood and stone. Now let's just take a look and see. We can use it for the a full thing, so we don't have to worry about making a cast on it. If we use a full option stone, okay, that only used to make that. So we're going to use a wooden tool rod, and I think again, if we actually, since it's said we could not use the pickaxe head to make tools, if I try to put it here, it doesn't give us a pickaxe option here, so we'll have to actually use something else. And what we'll do when we get the Tinker's Construct built, let's see how our grout's doing, because we're going to stop this episode. Where am I going? I'm wandering around. Okay, looks like all that grout has finished cooking, so let's just put another stack up there, so let those continue to cook. And oops, I didn't put the other one up there. There we go. I got those 4 going. We're going to go ahead and start making some of the materials. We're going to end this episode here pretty soon. I don't want to keep them too long, but again, just to kind of keep you up to date of what's going on. So we didn't do as much as I would have liked in this episode. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a bonus episode this week, maybe 2 bonus episodes, because we have a holiday tomorrow, so I don't have to go to work. But I do want to go ahead and end the episode now, because I did explain a lot of things about Tinker's Construct. For anybody new to Minecraft or any mod stuff, this would have been very helpful for me in learning. Of course, there are a lot of experienced or seasoned people around here that have done these things thousands of times, so you really care about this. But I'm just doing these videos for fun. But at least we got the Tinker's Construct stuff started, and we got our grout cooking, so we'll be able to go ahead and finish up the Tinker's Construct tools on our next episode as I'm walking around, jumping around. So again, if anybody's watching this video and you do like what you see as far as the learning materials, go ahead and click the like button. Also subscribe to my channel. I am available on Twitch. I can't talk. Twitch, where I do some off-camera work for streaming. On Twitter, I am at Haley Plays Games. I'll put that information in the description box for you to take a chance there. Give me a follow on Twitter. When I go live on stream, when I do stream live on Twitch, I also send a notification there. So if you are interested in watching any of this off-camera work on Twitch, you can always follow me there as well. So I'm going to end this episode now. I want to thank you for taking time to watch the video. We're going to do a part 2 of Tinker's Construct. Hopefully maybe the same day, maybe not, we'll see, or a day later. And then we'll get that mob grinder started. But I needed to get some Tinker's Construct stuff because I'm tired of pounding the ground for the pebbles. So as soon as we finish Tinker's Construct, I'll go ahead and do some off-camera work and grab some cobble, and we'll get the cobblestone generator going, which will open up the rest of these quests over here so we can continue on. So until next time, have a great day. Bye.